Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? It's Buns, and welcome back to the Road to Gladiator. Tonight, I'm going to show you guys, all of you Subtlety rogues out there, an awesome way that you can absolutely one-shot a target with a few combinations of spells synergizing with one another. Now, this is something that I discovered the other day. There are two spells in particular that synergize very well that really make this a possibility. So I'm going to break into it and I'm going to show you guys two different builds for how you can use it. One build that's going to be a more consistent arena damage build for those of you guys that are trying to play competitive and have this actually fit into a realistic build that you can use in arenas versus your all-out damage one-shot build. How much can you murk a target for in World PvP or in Battlegrounds? So, getting into it, the two main spells that make this possible. We have an option in our talent row called Weapon Master. Now, Weapon Master gives your abilities a 6% chance to deal damage twice. This spell immediately doesn't look that great compared to Master of Subtlety, where Master of Subtlety gives you 10% damage uptime pretty much all of the time because we're shadow dancing. We get a lot of benefit from that, so it's something that I didn't take originally when I was playing Sub at the start of the expansion before I swapped over to Assassination. But there is a great synergy between Weapon Master and also your artifact weapon, which you have called Gormaw's Bite. Gormaw's Bite does about 150k damage and also regenerates energy for you. The reason why that these two spells synergize so well is because when Gormaw's Bite is used, the damage is not technically done in one hit. It's done in two multiple hits. So what happens is there is a 6% chance that when you use Gormaw's Bite that you will get 4 hits on your attack that do a massive amount of damage to the target. So basically quadruples your damage, just huge damage to the target. And what this whole build is setting up to do is to give you the opportunity as a sub rogue to once in a while be able to completely murk a target by surprise and apply a heavy amount of pressure. And it really is worth trying out because it is an absolute random burst factor that is just not there for Subtlety rogues otherwise, and you can really catch people by surprise if it does proc and create a lot of momentum for your team. So the first build that we're going to talk about today is for those of you guys that are playing more competitive arenas and you want to make a build that's going to be more realistic for you to accomplish in arenas and get this off while feeling efficient. So what we're going to want to do, we're going to want Weapon Master, we're going to want Subterfuge. The next talent that we want that's a little bit out there that some of you guys may not have tried so far is Deeper Stratagem. The reason why we want Deeper Stratagem is it's going to allow our finishing moves to have 6 combo points and deal 10% extra damage. Now, on top of this having the immediate benefits that you guys can already recognize, it combos very well with an artifact trait that we have called Finality. And Finality increases our Nightblade and Eviscerate damage by 20%, 4% for each combo. Well, you throw in Deeper Strat into the mix and you're going to get an extra 4% on your Eviscerate, which is in turn going to make our burst higher when we are going for this all-out one-shot. Now, the next talent that's worth noting for this build, Prey on the Weak. Prey on the Weak, when we have the target stunned with our Cheap Shot, Blind, or Kidney Shot, we are going to be doing 10% more damage to the target. So having the target set up in a stun before we launch into this is going to be detrimental to maximizing our damage during the stun duration and give us the best opportunity to take out the target. On top of this as well too, when you find yourself in a PvP situation, Cold Blood is very important as well too, so that when you are going for your burst, you can use a Shadow Strike empowered by your Cold Blood to generate combo points, not only for that, but also to get the extra 10% shadow damage going into the target before you turn into your Eviscerate and your Gormaw's Bite combo following that up. Finally, for our arena build, we're going to use Phantom Assassin, which when we go into our dance is going to immediately apply our Symbols of Death. Our Symbols of Death is going to increase the amount of damage by 20%. And that's just huge. And it's also going to make our next Shadow Strike a critical strike. So, A lot to keep track of, but there's a lot of modifiers that you got to keep in the back of your head to give yourself the best opportunity. So what we're going to do here, we're going to set up slowly on our target, and I'm going to walk you guys through how we can do this. So first off, what we're going to do here is I'm going to get some combo points onto the target dummy, and you can see we have our finality buff, which is increased by 24% because of our build that we've chosen. Now I have combo points available. What I'm going to want to do here, I'm going to want to kidney shot the target, go into another shadow dance, be able to use my symbols of death, and come down on this guy with an eviscerate into a Gormaz bite. So going in here, using my next dance, charging it up with symbols of death, we're going in for an empowered eviscerate into a Gormaz, and we do huge damage during that. Now, all of these spells have a 6% chance to be doubled while we're using our abilities. So the Eviscerate can be doubled. The Gormaz Bite can be doubled. And our Ambush with Cold Blood as well too can be doubled. So there's a lot of modifiers in here that can make things very spiky if the stars align when you do the setup. The important thing is that you're giving yourself the best opportunity to do it, and you're getting the most out of your damage factors like symbols of death and making sure the target's stunned ahead of the time. So to go through that one more time, this is our arena build that we're going to be using for our players that are trying to have a more realistic build that's going to be more fluid in an arena play where you're not feeling super clunky with the all-in build. I'll show you guys after this. So here we go once again. I'm going to go in. I'm going to use my symbols of death, give myself a little bit extra combo points. I want to get to 5 points here to charge up my finality. Using my finality on the target, that's going to give us 24% extra damage on our eviscerate. I'm getting my combo points up for a kidney shot that I can use onto the target. That's going to give us 10% extra damage while he's stunned. Waiting for my energy pool to go up here. I'm going to use the stun into the target, go into my shadow dance, getting combo points up, go into an eviscerate, using my Gormaz after that, and we do huge damage during that burst window with our increased modifiers from our stun and our symbols of death. If you get the proc during that, you will absolutely obliterate your target with the Weapon Master proc. It's really random, really spiky, but it can land some awesome sporadic kills for your team when you need the extra punch for damage. Now, I'm going to show you guys the second build that you can go if you guys are just trying to mess around and have some fun in World PvP, Battlegrounds, Skirmishes, Arenas, or you just full-on want to YOLO all day, balls to the wall, more power to you. The second build that you can run here is going to be less fluid, and the longer the game goes, if you do not one-shot the target during this operation, you are not going to have a good day because you're sacrificing is the right word. You're sacrificing a lot of your fluidity as a sub-rogue to be able to play this build. So what we're going to want to do for this build, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to change from Masters of Shadow, which gives us energy regen, to Death from Above. Now, the Death from Above is going to empower our Eviscerate when we come back down and do more damage, an extra 50% on our Eviscerate. And it's also going to do damage when we are on the ground, hitting everyone below, and then when we come back down, we'll have a stronger Eviscerate, so more burst damage for our Eviscerate during the stun combo with the Gormaz. The second thing that we're going to do as well too is instead of Phantom Dancer, Phantom Assassin, which is going to increase our dance duration by 3 seconds in PvP and automatically applying our symbols of death, we are going to take Thief's Bargain. Now, Thief's Bargain is just straight up going to increase the amount of damage that you do in stealth by an additional 20%. So, when you're trying to maximize this, is going to be the ultimate amount of damage you can do. The asterisk is that you need to be in dance while you're using Thief's Bargain, and with this build that we are using currently, it definitely limits the window where you're going to be able to do that. So, once again, just like in our arena setup, we have to do the same thing for our max build setup, and it's a little bit different. We're going to go in immediately, just as before, get our combo points up, 6 combo points on the target, use our first Eviscerate to empower our Death from Above Eviscerate we're going to be using in the World PvP one-shot ultimatum build. Get our combo points up, get our finality buff, then we want our combo points for the kidney shot to maximize our damage during it. Then, once we use the kidney shot, we have our symbols of death up, we have our finality buff. We're going to get our combo points up, use our death from above, followed into the Gormaz bite during the kidney shot to benefit from all of our damage modifiers and giving our weapon master the best opportunity possible to proc and do huge amounts of damage onto the target. I'm going to go up to the target here. We got our Symbols of Death buff on. I'm going to wait till energy's full. Go in. Let's get some combo points. Going to use my first Eviscerate to make sure we have the 24% on our next Eviscerate buff. I'm going to use some combo points here to make sure that we have our kidney shot available that we can use following into this. Now, for those of you guys when you're in PvP combat, you can also use your cold blood when you go into this burst kill. Going to use my kidney shot. We're going to cold blood here. Huge damage. Going in, use our death from above into Gormaz while he's in the stun, and you obliterate your enemy target. Lots of damage. This is the all-in burst damage build, and with this build, keep in mind one thing, that you're going to have to use your Symbols of Death, as we are not playing with Phantom Assassin. We're using our 20% extra damage from taking Thief's Bargain, and you're also going to be extremely squishy, but it's a very fun build to play if those of you guys are just trying to mess around and try the one-shot at it. This is the build. Have fun with it, guys. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace. Keep it easy, everyone. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, guys? It's Buns, and welcome back to the Road to Gladiator. Today, I was able to queue some games for a very long time as Rogue Mage Priest, and this is about the second time that I've